Shalom. I want to give all praise unto Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Makar Kadash. I give double honors to Apostle Elders, which are Apostle Elders that rule the great millstone, the hopeful elect on the four corners of the planet Earth that's pushing this truth without sincerity, honesty, and faith in these last days, man. Because we're coming to the face of great things taking place for the name of Israel. All right. This is a RFID update because I seen this article today, and I was like, man, I got to do a video on it. So the spirit led where I'm just gonna go over this quick this quick article, and then a brother's video that actually touched on it. Hold on, that's already coming out. This quick article, and then I just wanted to show that, look, man, this thing is becoming more and more prevalent behind closed doors. Not even closed doors in the open, but the masses aren't privy to it. It's like beta tests. When they beta test something, they'll let it out to a small group of people, and then they'll let it out to a even bigger group, and then it'll escalate from then on out, man. So that's the same thing. Esau's beta testing this thing right in front of our faces, man, because he's getting ready to roll this thing out, and because this is what he truly wants. Because all payment and all money will be used and all will be monitored by way of that RFID chip, all right, which is the mark of the beast, which is prophesied in Revelation, all right. So I'm gonna share the screen and I'm gonna read this article and I'm gonna play a video first, so we can and this video was from his brother's page right here, Shalom Israel 777, and I seen he posted this video, which is a good video if you want to go check it out, because this thing is starting to be pushed out more, man. Pushed out more is the cool thing to do. People are so-called blogging, whatever you want to call it, their so-called experiment with the so-called RFID chip. Well, not the so-called chip, it's the mark of the beast, but they call it the RFID chip. So I'm gonna play this quick video and then I'm gonna go into the article. And like you said in the video, it's becoming a cool thing, man. It's becoming a hip thing to get yourself implanted with this chip. All right, let's go. That shows, man, these women are just following shit, man. They don't know what the hell they doing by doing things like that. You know? Who the hell told you to so-called put a chip in your hand, man? Because it's becoming a trend. Women follow trends, man. All right, so you seen that look, it's becoming a new trending thing right now. All right, so this is the article. It's called MIT Technology Review, or Technology Review. Okay, you see there the RFID chip that's inserted in his arm. All right, and it says this company embedded. That's why the name of the video is called RFID chip update 3 Square Market, because they're still around. They're still doing their thing. All right, just because it's not how you say talked about much, but they're still doing their thing, man. And I just wanted to give an update on it. It says this company embeds microchips in its employees, and they love it. You see how they're marketing this thing? Like, oh, they love it. It's just so convenient. But that's the mark of the beast, man. That shows you this Bible is real. So all those people that say, oh, the Bible ain't real, and oh, that was written by man. But how did man predict this so-called chip being implemented? It says this company embeds microchip in its employees, and they love it. Last August, 50 employees at 3 Square Market got RFID chips in their hands. Now 80 of them, or 80 have them. So it went from 50 to 80, man. It's damn near doubling in the time period that they had this done. So that's showing you that there people are falling under that so-called social pressure of having that chip in that company. This article is on August 17th. It says when Patrick McMullen wants a diet Dr. Pepper while he's at work, he pays for it with a wave of his hand. McMullen has a microchip implanted between his thumb and forefinger, and the vending machine immediately detects or deducts money from his account at his office. He's one of dozens of employees who have been doing likewise for a year now. McMullen is the president of Three Square Market, a technology company that provides self-service mini markets to hospitals. This is the key thing you got to realize, okay? Esau don't do nothing for no reason. Okay, there's everything is plotted out and mapped out. Why would he choose this company to spearhead in America the implementing RFID into their employees? Because this company provides many markets to what hospitals, hotels, and company break rooms. So their business is providing so-called vending for companies all across the so-called Americas, man. That's not a coincidence that they chose this place to do it because they can start implementing in what? Hospitals, hotels, and company break rooms. So Esau's thought this thing out, man, because they're actually produced. So they're a training ground for a training ground. So they're going to be the ones to roll this out to so-called hospitals and say, hey, why don't you guys use the RFID chip? We do. Our company does. We professionalize in it. Our 80 employees, it's just like if you're selling a business, you say 80 of our own employees have RFID chips. Why don't you start rolling it out? So when these institutions like hospitals, hotels, and company break rooms want to start rolling this technology out, they're going to have a monopoly on it, man. Okay, they're going to make money on top of this future technology that's going to be everywhere. In a hospital, if you want to get yourself a latte, you have to have that chip, man, and it's going to be prevalent. First, it's going to be it's not mandatory. It's self-serve. If you want to do it, you can. But if you don't, but if you so-called want the chip, we have it available. So you don't have to come and swipe your card because them hospitals they deal with a lot of you got 12-hour shifts with the doctors and different job descriptions that are there. So they just pulling out your card every time. So they're gonna sell to these people. That's why they chose Three Square Market because that's going to be a launch point for all these different institutions across America. It says last August, he became one of the roughly 50 employees at his headquarters in River Falls, Wisconsin, who volunteered to have a chip injected into their hands. The idea came about in early 2017, he says, when he was on a business trip to Sweden. And we know the Sweden company that started that, where all their employees can have RFID chips to print things and get into certain parts of the building. So we did stories on that. So we're mapping out Esau's trail, man. It's as a country where some people are getting subconscious microchips to do things like enter secure buildings or book a train ticket. It's one of a very few places where chip implants, which have been around for quite a while, have taken off in some fashion. So Sweden's another training ground. All right, and it says the chip he and his employees got are about the size of a very large grain of rice. They're intended to make it a little easier to do things like get into the office, log on computers, buy food and drinks in the company cafeteria. Like many RFID chips, they are passive. They don't have batteries and instead get their power from RFID chip readers when it's requests data from the chip. McMullen's chip includes identification information to grant him access to the building, as well as some basic information. For instance, and this is the guy right there entering the office with his chip. Okay. And it says a year into the experiment, McMullen and a few employees say they are still using the chip regularly at work for all activities they started out with last summer. Since then, an additional 30 employees have gotten the chip, which means that roughly 80 of the company's now 250 employees are nearly a third are walking talking cyborgs. So they're trying to make this thing cool, man. They're trying to put it as the new hip thing to get yourself chipped, which that's not hip, man. Okay. And the article goes on to say that about two employees have taken the chip out, all right, that aren't you so-called using that chip anymore. Okay, so that's showing you, man, this thing is moving, man. Esau is trying to pull this thing out. So, hey, at any time it can be implemented. It can be implemented. They're just waiting for it to be rolled out to the masses on a wide scale. All right. So let's pull up the scripture real quick, and we're gonna get it. All right, this is the book of Salakia. It's the book of Revelations 13 and 9, and it says, just gonna read it. We all know the scripture by heart, but it's become more and more prevalent. All right, and it says, like it. And then this is the scripture. It says that. Let me go back 16, and it says, and he causeth all, both small, great, rich, and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And it says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. He hears wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 600, 66, which goes into stigma, all right, which is implanted. So this thing is moving along to where they're gonna roll this so-called, or not so-called, this system that they have planned. They're gonna put it out to the masses, man. That's why we got to be very aware and watch, man. So I just want to give a quick update, and hopefully I can with edified and seeing, look, there, it's here. We're just waiting for them to roll it out on a wide scale, and then, hey, we almost up out of here, man. These are the things that we waiting on. So with that, I want to give all praise unto Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rakar Kadash, Brakati Yahweh, Brakati Yahushai, Brakati Yahweh, Brakati Yahushai, Bashim Rakar Kadash. Shalom, Lakim, keep faith, keep strong. We almost at that finish line. Shalom.